Raab slapped down Labour Party leader Sir Keir Starmer during his first appearance on PMQs as he challenged the party over abandoning NHS staff in Wales. Raab accused the Labour Party of abandoning mass coronavirus test targets for NHS staff and social carers in Wales. Mr Raab renewed the government's pledge to deliver as many as 100,000 tests before the end of the month. But as Labour leader Keir Starmer questioned the target, Mr Raab hit back, "We've got mobile labs to get to some of those areas that are hard to reach, we'll be using the army to support the effort. I think it's important to have a target and to drive towards the target. I think he should join with me in saying to Labour's Welsh Health Minister Vaughan Gething, who has abandoned the target in Labour-held Wales, that actually, we need to work together in all four corners of the United Kingdom to make sure we reach that target." The Foreign Secretary, who has been deputising for Prime Minister Boris Johnson as he recovers from COVID-19 at Chequers, "We'll only be able to manage and hit that target if all of us come together to deliver." The newly elected Labour leader welcomed the news of test capacity being ramped up but insisted NHS staff and carers required assurance testing will be conducted as soon as possible. Mr Starmer said, "I do recognise how hard people are working to try to drive the number of tests up, but there is a significant gap and it's only 8 days left. I welcome the fact that capacity has gone up, but it's not now a question about driving up demand. Demand is there." Last week the Health Secretary said that every care worker who needed a test would get one. But the reality on the ground is very different and there are very few tests indeed. The government has repeatedly come under fire after Health Secretary Matt Hancock pledged 100,000 tests will be carried out on a daily basis by the end of the month. According to the latest records, only 18,000 people were tested on Tuesday. Mr Starmer added, "We're way behind the curve and the end of the month is a week tomorrow." So, what does the First Secretary expect to happen in the next 8 days to get us from 18,000 tests a day to 100,000 tests a day? The heated exchange came as scientists suggested the peak of the coronavirus pandemic has now passed after nearly 5 weeks of the UK being in lockdown. Professor Carl Hineghan, director of the Centre for Evidence-Based Medicine at the University of Oxford, claimed latest data is suggesting the worst of the infections took place at the beginning of the month, on April 8. Professor Hineghan said, "From an epidemiological perspective we can say that the numbers are consistent with the peak happening on April 8. We've now tracked for 13 days that has been consistent, it hasn't jumped up. All of the other data surrounding this, the triangulation of the data